Good morning, church. As is our Friday custom, I wanted to pause and send you a video, just giving you sort of an update on things that we're thinking about as a church. I wanted to begin by reading Romans chapter 8, verses 18 through 20, which is this extraordinary passage in which Paul gives us this snapshot, this glimpse, this foretaste of what the world will be like when Christ returns. Times like this just really so cause us to long for when God will make all things right in the world. But listen to Romans 8, 18 through 20. It says, "For I consider," Paul says, "that the sufferings of this present time are not worthy to be compared to the glory that is to be revealed to us. For the anxious longing of creation is awaiting the revelation of the sons of God. For the creation was subjected to futility," that's the fall in Genesis, "not willingly, but because of him who subjected it in hope, because this creation itself shall be freed from the slavery of corruption in the freedom of the glory of the children of God." That's a baffling statement, isn't it? And yet it's a glorious statement. Because what Paul just said is that even now creation groans, creation aches, creation longs to be set free from the curse of sin that is just in everything. It's in everything. It's everywhere. It's just a part of who we are. And creation itself longs to be set free from the curse of sin. Paul just described the time when that's going to happen, and it's when there is the revelation of the children of God. What is that? What is that describing? What it's describing is when Jesus Christ returns to earth and establishes his kingdom, we will come with him. His children, we will be with him, and we will be throughout the earth as his co-rulers, co-reigners. And when we are back on the planet, when Christ returns, Christ will supernaturally lift the curse of sin, and he will make all things be the way they were supposed to be at the beginning before the virus of sin was unleashed at the fall. And yet it will be better than it was before because Christ will be there, and we will be there with glorified, redeemed, resurrected bodies. So that's what's coming in the future. A planet in which the curse has been lifted, the spell has been broken. We will be back to our original appointment, our original job on this planet, which is to rule the planet as the co-rulers underneath the authority of Christ. And so that's what's coming. So creation will be set free, and everything that we see as it is now, it will not be the way it will be in the future. What a glorious hope we have. So we only experience part of our salvation, don't we? We experience all the salvation blessings with regard to our souls, but the second half of our salvation blessings will be the very redemption of the planet itself. What a glorious reality. Well, speaking of living on this planet, and I wanted to give you just a few updates as far as what we're doing. You remember that this Sunday at 10:30 we have our service via YouTube. I'll be preaching from Daniel chapter 9, 20 through 27. And the title of the sermon, get a load of this, is called Apocalyptic Mathematics. I love it. I hate math, but I love apocalyptic mathematics. What it is that God reveals his plan for history in the form of a math equation. And he reveals down with mathematical precision when and how the world is going to end. So that'll be on Sunday. This Sunday night at 5 p.m., we're going to do our fifth and final installment of Lions, Locusts, and the Lamb, the exegetical journey through the book of Revelation. And so we'll cover the second coming and the kingdom, and hopefully we'll get to chapters 21 and 22, looking at the new heavens and the new earth. So can't wait for that. Also, on the 31st of this month, we'll also do the Ask Anything Q&A, where you can ask me any question you want from the Bible or about theology or the future of our church. And so that'll be a sweet time together. That'll be 5 o'clock through Zoom, and you'll be able to chat in your questions or text in your questions that way. So that'll be a good time. Also, with regard to meeting again as a church, I mentioned this in last week's video, also last Sunday. Within the next few weeks, we are going to start meeting again as a church. Governor Abbott, as you know, has lifted all sort of restrictions, if you will, churches have already been meeting, and so we are sort of behind the trend a little bit. Other churches are meeting, we have not, and so but we will be meeting in the next few weeks. Of course, we'll be observing all the necessary protocols to ensure the safety of everyone in attendance. We will do all the appropriate spacing. We're buying face masks. We will have antibacterial stations, and so we'll observe all those things, and so we just want to ensure that it is safe for you to be there. Again, what I want you to remember as we begin our soft opening and gradual reentry, and again, what those mean is, by soft opening, we mean, not everyone has to be there. It's not a mandate that you come. It will sort of be, people will sort of gradually stagger in as they feel ready to show up and physically be with us. The gradual reopening means that we're going to start real small and slim, just with a Sunday service, and no children's ministry, no food, none of the other sort of accoutrements and accessories on a Sunday morning. We'll just do the service, and then as time goes on, we will expand that to other things on a Sunday morning. Again, our policy is, if you want to call it that, is, we understand that there's going to be a spectrum of people out there in the congregation. Among you, some are like, why haven't we been meeting this whole time? And others are going to be like, we should not meet for a year. That's exaggeration for emphasis, but there's two different kinds of spectrums here. So again, it's going to require a lot of grace. We're going to be prone to misunderstanding. There's going to be a temptation to critique one another's motives. Some people are going to feel that they're being reckless and dangerous. The other side is going to feel that they're being fearful. And so we just need to show a lot of grace here. So I'm asking for a no critique policy as we begin to meet. Okay, so if you're there, you show up, and someone who's not there, do not critique those who are not there. And those who are not there, and that people are meeting, don't critique those who are meeting. Okay, so we just need to suspend those critiques, and we just need to remember that we are accountable to the Lord for our own decisions, and we need to do what's best for our own families. Okay, so because again, the most dangerous thing out there is not COVID-19. It's not. The most dangerous thing out there is in our own hearts. Pride, selfish ambition, arrogance, feelings of superiority, right? That is the most dangerous thing out there, and it is already within us, infecting every pore and every cell of who we are. And so we need to remember that the biggest problem in the world is not COVID-19. The biggest problem lies within us. So we need to remember that as we begin to meet in the next few weeks. So again, our policy is, if you want to call it that, is come when you can, come when you're ready. Okay? There's going to be no critique. There's going to be no angry emails sent to you, no phone calls if you don't make it. Just come when you can, come when you're ready. We're going to make it as safe as absolutely possible. But if you need more time, if you're not ready to show up when we open the doors, that's okay. That's okay. It's just fine. We'll see you when we see you. We're going to miss you. We want to see you sooner than later, but we are going to just trust you and think the best about you, and if you're not able to join us right away. Okay? I hope that makes sense. Again, we live on a planet that's going to be redeemed. All things are going to be made new. In the meantime, we've got to make do with grace. We've got to make do trusting in the sovereignty of God, don't we? And so we're all in this together. We're all playing for the same team here. So let's continue to pray. Let's continue to read God's word. Let's be absorbed in God's word, immersed in God's word, meditating on God's word. That's what we need more than anything else. Again, when the dust settles and the smoke clears and we re-emerge together as a church, the most important thing that you could do to prepare for that day is to immerse yourself in the study and the reading and meditation of God's word, because that we want to show up like trees, don't we? Like trees, green, flourishing trees. Psalm 1, verses 2 and 3. So that's what we want. Let's show up like trees when we reconvene together as a church, because we have been so long immersed in the study and meditation of God's word. Okay, this video went way longer than I meant it to, but I just have so much to say to you. I miss you so much. Please contact me, text me, call me, or call one of the elders, email us, just anything. If you need anything at all, we want to serve you, okay? All right, church, thank you so much. We love you, and we will see you on Sunday morning. Okay? See you then.